Let me get started and begin with many thanks to the participants. And I'm doing this on behalf of Intesa San Paolo. In the first place, I'd like to thank Professor Fallico, the animator of this forum, the maker of the forum at the same time. But I need to thank the countries, both countries. I'd like to thank the ambassadors, Cesare Ravaglini, ambassador of Italy within the Russian Federation, and Sergei Grazov, ambassador of the Russian Federation in Italy. Our economies are complementary one with another. This is something that belongs to history. It's an historical fact. I was truly pleased to listen to the highly detailed contribution of Igor Secchi, president of Rosneft. I was pleased because Rosneft is one of our clients, and when clients grow and have great perspectives, the bank is very happy. Finmeccanica as well is another client, together with Eni and together with Gazprom. We've already heard the words spoken by its president just a few moments ago. But now, going back to Gazprom, let me recall the collaboration, which now dates back to more than half a century, a collaboration between Gazprom and Eni that was marked and hallmarked by the constant respect of commitments that were undersigned and undertaken. Whatever circumstances, political circumstances, I would even dare say geopolitical circumstances that occurred in all of the past years. Nonetheless, the two companies and the two countries have always stood up to their own commitments. And that was what allowed us to establish a long-lasting collaboration. Now, the title of this forum is Together for a New Political Dialogue. This is an innovative vision of economic relations, an innovative approach to economic relations, which I fully share because this is stressing the importance of the cooperation and of exchange of resources, economic resources, human capital resources, technology resources, for the global development in the long term. And I believe that this is the key point, long term. The key word is long term. The opening of the economies extended the opportunities, enlarged opportunities, and new opportunities of business. And the diversification of exports allowed us to have access to new markets and the production of new products. This is what brought about new wealth for everyone and new assets. China, Eurasia, India, the Republic of Korea are part and one of the worldwide economy, which is ever more connected and complex at the same time. In these countries, the benefits stemming out of commerce are high. But in order to sustain growth in the long term and in future years, is of paramount importance to preserve capitals, to invest new capitals. And in terms of human capital, that means natural capital, social capital, manufacturing capital, financial capital. And if you allow me, I'm going to dwell a little bit more onto the financial capital. I've already made mention of the importance of clients. Eni is our first client in Italy, but ours is not just the first Italian bank. We stand as the third largest euro area, eurozone bank. We believe that we are an engine of the European economy, and we want to be an accelerating engine allowing for its development. And maybe now I can also dare say something, because that's by now public. It's a fact that's been quoted by all agencies, that incredible Eurobond was issued of 1,000 billion euros by Intesa San Paolo, and known as jointly book runner for our client Gazprom. And this is one of the collaborations that we are having and that are underway, fundamental for the development of our economies, which is what allows us to work in order to increase the degree of cooperation and to maintain this strategic approach at the same time. And to keep it up, I would like to stress that the point that the differences existing between Europe and Asia in terms of natural resources, density of population, climate, culture, and other geopolitical aspects that I wouldn't want to deal with right now, stand as an asset, because if we put together and bring together all of the resources, then you get richer. Now, this is what was stressed by Igor Secchi when he recalled that the United States own all that it's needed in order to develop their own natural resources. But Eurasia as well, that is Asia and Europe together, own whatever they need to do so. But the important thing is that they put together their own resources and they create the conditions for that union to still exist and be stable. In recent years, the market and the commercial exchanges grew, especially for raw materials. Eurasia owns more than 1/3 of gas, bauxite, gold, and oil reserves. All of them are exported in many countries, and we also import the manufactured items. And we know that the exchanges between Europe and the Russian Federation is asymmetrical, because Europe exports some 60% of what they import from the Russian Federation. The same applies to Italy. And at the same time, the Russian Federation and Eurasia stand and represent for Europe, for Italy, and for the Veneto region, a market which is of a great importance, which is greatly expanding, in which our products will have greater possibilities of penetration, market penetration. Now, going back to what President Secchi was saying a few moments ago, the Italian businesses are the best suppliers worldwide for the extraction of hydrocarbons, even in difficult conditions, even in very deep ocean waters, and the recovery of the Italian economy is interesting to everyone. So I'd like to thank Minister Boschi for having quoted something that to the eyes of an economist is of great importance. After so many years, for the first time ever, Italy reviews and reconsiders its own growth perspectives, and we are seeing them as a growing perspective, whilst other countries see them as a downward perspective, and we are allowing them to grow within the euro area, eurozone. And this is important because this is mostly due by internal factors. That is, by the reforms that the government and the parliament are leading forward, the ones that were mentioned by the minister, and that are producing in a very clear manner an acceleration of growth. And let me just make mention of a piece of data. If within the credit activities of our bank we extrapolate the most important growth credits, that is medium long-term credits that are given to businesses and families and households, I'd like to say that last year, in the year 2014, the credits amounted to 27 billion euros. This year, they amounted to 28 billion euros in the first 9 months alone. So that means that we are confronted with a growth which is truly consistent, a growth of investments which represent the other face of the credit lines I've mentioned. The Euro-Asian economies grew in the list, that is the list elaborated and drafted by the World Economic Forum, a list which sees Italy sort of climbing up the ranks. And not only Italy, but also the Asian economies and the Euro-Asian economies need strong investments, for example, infrastructural investments, for which our own economy can collaborate. And collaborating means increasing dialogue by removing those obstacles and conditions that make it difficult. As a bank, it is a pleasure for us to collaborate with our own clients, the clients from Eurasia and from the Russian Federation, and we have to do so within the framework of international regulations, which right now limit our own possibilities of action. So we hope that the new political situations and conditions will be created so as to release and allow for new collaborations. Projects such as the one known as One Road, One Belt, that is the land links and sea links in between the Far East and Europe may stand as a catalyzing element of this collaboration, a project that could very well see the aggregation of the Russian Federation as well, just as another huge project in which we strongly believe, that is the creation of an institution such as the Asian Infrastructure and Investment Bank, to which Italy did join because we are one of the main founders. And we believe that they are some of the concrete initiatives that will bring about well-being for everyone, because well-being and assets and wealth brings about consensus. This is exactly what we should do. We are to follow this pathway where political frictions are going to be bypassed and eliminated substantially. Now, I believe that notwithstanding the slowdown of the many Euro-Asian economies, we are to use the commerce structure and trade structures that exist in order to favor the exchange of human capital, which is what in the long term and in the long run will increase collaboration. Collaboration and prosperity go hand in hand. Let's never forget that. They go together. And all of us, economic operators, believe in this. We are used to live according these rules, and we are used, if you pass me the manufacturing term, we are used to making it, to fabricating it, but we need external conditions that allow us to work consistently and in line with the rules and regulations that exist. So the hope is that in the long term, the collaborations I mentioned, which are sound, solid, that are a hallmark of a collaboration between financial institutions and governments in the two areas, may grow stronger and grow, most of all, to the great interest of everyone. Thank you.